Hi guys, welcome to the In the Game Room podcast. I am here at a baseball field in a park. I know yesterday I was at a train show, today I'm at a baseball field. You're probably thinking, what the hell does any of this have to do with gaming? Well, this is a topic I wanted to talk about for a long time. Quite a while ago, we did a discussion on the podcast about ground scale versus vehicle scale. And I believe it was the episode where Chris was with me in the gaming room. But for a long time, I've wanted to actually demonstrate the concept of ground scale versus miniature scale and why we use one over the other and what it would look like if we didn't. So what I've done here is I have actually brought a couple of miniatures out here to home plate. These are 2/85th scale M1A2 Abrams and a Bradley. What I wanted to demonstrate is how far they can fire using the ground scale that I use in my game versus if you were actually using 2/85th scale ranges and how practical or impractical that would be. So I'm going to pick up the camera and show you guys ranges and we'll talk about it. Okay, well, I hope you guys can hear me well. I am actually behind the camera, so I'm behind the microphone. But here are the vehicles I've set out. These are 2/85th scale M1 and a Bradley. What I want to demonstrate here is the ranges that they can fire at. There's a lot of different factors that play into how far a weapon can fire, but for the purposes of this discussion we're going to use 3,000 meters for the M1's main gun. Like I said, different ammo, different conditions, it could be different. So the M1, which we see here, can fire 3,000 meters, which in a scale of 1 inch equals 50 meters, this is the distance. This marker here on the ground is 5 feet away, or 60 inches. That's how far an M1A2 can fire in my rules using this ground scale. Now the Bradley next to it has a tow missile, and the tow missile can fire about 3,750 meters, and that's just over 6 feet. So that is out here. This marker here, the tow. And we're going back that way towards the vehicles again. Now, most gaming boards, these are reasonable distances. They can be done. And you can actually have a game where another vehicle is beyond the range of both of these weapons. Now, there's other weapons that have longer distances. Let's just pretend for a minute that this Bradley here is not a Bradley. It's a different vehicle, and it has a spike missile. There's many different versions of the spike missile. The longest range one is the Spike ER, which is extended range, and it has 8,000 meters of range. So going out 8,000 meters from the Bradley takes us all the way out here, which is about 13 feet. Now, unless you've got a really big game board, a spike missile is going to reach across the entire board. Looking back here, you probably can't even see the vehicles back there. So the spike is probably long for any board. But anyways, the point is, tow missiles, M1 Abrams, T-72s, things like that, they fire within a reasonable space on a board when you're using a ground scale of 1 inch equals 50 meters. Now, let's imagine for a minute that we used actual 2/85th scale ranges. I'm going to get my piece of paper out here where I have these things written down. Again, an M1A2 Abrams has an effective range of approximately 3,000 meters. Like I say, it varies up and down. Dividing 3,000 meters by 285 gives us a range, I'm converting to inches here, 413 inches, or 34 feet. This tiny little tank right here, if it was firing a missile right now, it would fire all the way out to this flag here. This is 34 feet. This is why we don't use real miniatures distances for games. So that's 34 feet. Nobody's got a game board that big, and nobody wants to come out here to the park and play micro armor either. Now, beyond that 34-foot mark, we can go the tow missile at 43 feet. Now we're out here at 43 feet. I'd be surprised if you can see all the way back to the home base there, where the home plate, sorry, the home plate, not a sports guy, the home plate where the two little vehicles are, and you probably definitely can't see the vehicles. Let me zoom in as far as I can. Oh yeah, you can see them, two little dots way off in the distance. But this is literally how far a 285th scale tow missile would fire in reality. Now, we want to go really crazy, go back to that Spike ER missile that has an 8,000 meter range. We have to go more than twice as far away. We have to go out to 92 feet. So we're going from 43 feet way the hell out here. This is second base, at least I know that. And this is where the Spike ER missile range ends. Now if I can zoom all the way back in again, somewhere way the hell over there, I can't even see it on the monitor, is home plate, 92 feet away. And that is how far a Spike ER missile fires in 1 285th scale. So now you begin to see why ground scale is so important versus miniature scale. It causes some problems, but it's a compromise that we have to make in gaming. So now here we are back at the M1 range again in 285th scale, and then all the way back over here 5 feet away from the model, this is the actual range in ground scale of 1 inch equals 50 meters. So this is why we do it, so that we can actually play on a reasonable size board. If you had a game board that was 4 feet by 6 feet or 4 feet by 8 feet, you can stay out of the range of an M1, a T-72, a tow missile, not the Spike ER, but any reasonable weapon you can stay out of range if you want to, and have a lot more maneuvering going on. Otherwise, like I said, if we played 285th scale ground scale, everything would be in range of everything always, no matter how big your board was, unless it was, you know, 50 feet or more. So this is why we do it, and this is what I wanted to show you guys. I hope this kind of demonstrates why we have ground scales that differ from miniature scales. Thanks a lot for watching. Talk to you guys next time. Bye bye.